not only on the Grand Strand, but in the world. He's been featured in Forbes magazine, the Wall Street Journal, NBC, and many other publications. And now, the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Welcome in to another show. It is the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. I'm your host, Dave Priest. Over the next 30 minutes, lots of information coming your way. You might need to take notes. If not, you can go to the website, blakesloanradio.com, blakesloanradio.com. That's all the information that we're going to be talking about here today, going to be right there as well. And if you'd like to get in touch with Blake at Sloan Realty Group, that's easy to do. Call 808-SOLD. That's area code 843-808-SOLD. And you could give Blake a call, talk to him about whatever you'd like. Now, we're going to repeat that contact information several times over the next 30 minutes. But like I said, a lot of information to get to, so let's go ahead and get to it. And here's Blake Sloan. Blake.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Glad to be back. Brand new show this week. I'm sure you guys may have noticed we had a rerun last week. And I was actually on the other side of the country on the West Coast at a conference. And kind of let you guys know about what we were doing there. In the show, got a bunch of great info for both buyers and sellers in today's marketplace. We have the final numbers in from 2014 now, so great news for the Grand Strand. We're going to dive into those numbers a little bit more detail, and we had a huge December that we're going to kind of go into. And if you look at sales of this December versus last December, sales were up 18%, which is mind-blowing in regards to those numbers. So we'll talk about that, what that means for us in this year, and what it means going forward. There's a lot of excitement and buzz about our Shark Tank endorsement with the one and only Barbara Corcoran on the TV, the Shark Tank hit TV show on ABC. Great stuff. We'll talk about that a little bit. And we'll talk about interest rates, kind of where we're at now, where we're going. There's a little volatility going on, but we'll talk about where we're at now. We're actually at a low from back in 2013 right now. So we'll talk about that. Huge news, huge opportunity as well. We'll also go over an awesome new report that details, we tried to get to it last show, didn't have time, but how many homeowners now who were previously underwater are now above water, and you may be one of those people out there. We're talking about who that is, who that applies to, and also, if we have hopefully time at the end, we're going to talk about who's shaping the market in 2015, meaning what type of buyers are shaping the market going forward here locally and also across the U.S. And, of course, the usual smoking hot deals, and we'll show you guys how to get priority access to all the best new deals, foreclosure, distress sales, desperate sellers before anyone else put the market.
Well, Blake, you know how the show goes. A lot of people will be tuning in for the very first time. Some people will be listening from week to week to week, get all the brand new information. If you are just tuning in for the very first time, need to give you just kind of a little quick primer on who Blake Sloan is. He's been called the Real Estate Whiz Kid, been featured in Forbes magazine, Wall Street Journal, NBC, Realtor magazine, with the Fox Morning Team, also Shark Tank. Now, other national publications as well. Been personally endorsed on this very radio station by Sean Hannity, Glenn Beck. If you put all that together, it's just unprecedented in our area or pretty much anywhere. Now, Blake, every week we also, since we might have new listeners from week to week, want to recap some of the things that you do, some of your trademark systems that you developed to help both buyers and sellers. And it's all very important to go over, again, in case somebody's tuning in for the very first time.
Absolutely. I made a promise to myself that even for our listeners that listen every week, because there's so many people we talk to, and it's something that just need to ingrain, because there's nothing out there more important, period, than the agent that you choose, right? The single most important variable that determines your failure or your success as a home buyer or home seller, whenever you're ready, may not be now, maybe 6 months, maybe 6 years from now, but whenever it comes to that point, you need to stop and think, what's the number one most important factor in my success or failure? And that, if you missed the previous shows, it's 100% related to the agent that you choose. So what happens is, from the home buying process, also in the home selling process, there's over 100 different variables from A to Z. Every single one of those variable points, you can create positive leverage, meaning you keep or put more money in your pocket, or you can create negative leverage, meaning that it'll take money in your pocket or out of your hard-earned equity, and that's based on how the agent that handles that sale for you does things. It's the same as a doctor, right? If you go to you have a terminal illness or something that you want to go to the absolute best. And there's a big difference. And funny story, actually, I just got back from LA, and I had a fever really bad last Tuesday, and it was like 6:30. I hate going to the doctor's office. I had 102 fever, got up to, so I went to one of the late, I don't want to give a name, but like a later night, like a doctor's place that's open till 8 o'clock. And we get there, and they can't find anything wrong with me. They do the strep test and the what's the other one? The flu test, and nothing there. Right. They did my blood work, and they start freaking out. And they're like, "Oh, you need to go to the hospital." I'm like, "Oh my gosh,
you never like to hear that.
I'm thinking I'm dying, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have an ambulance pick you up." I'm like, "No, It's like, well, yeah, you need to go right now." And I had to sign paperwork that I wasn't gonna have the ambulance pick me up, and
right.
So long story short, it was a very long ride to the hospital, right? And everything runs through your head and all the things that you didn't do, and do I have something wrong with me? And long story short, we got there in the emergency room, and I was able to go through, and they're like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. You have an infection going on, a sinus infection, and your body's white blood cells are fighting it off. And the count they had, my white blood cell count was double what it should have been, and they were freaking out and had me think I had like cancer. So the fact being, right, who you choose matters. It's the same thing there. So and instantly, they're like, oh, it's this, and this, and they were telling me that, hey, look, if it is an infection, you're gonna have to have intravenous steroids. Nothing you can take out of my mouth is gonna work. And guess what? I'm into somebody, and the guy that was there is like, I've actually, at this point in my life, I think he went to South America a lot. And he's like, I've treated over 7,000 kids and blah, blah. Long story short, he knew what the heck he was doing, right? And they gave me steroids with a pill and and antibiotics. And the whole thing is just like the same thing in real estate, right? If you're dealing with your body, you want somebody who's the absolute best, who knows what it is, and they're able to get to the bottom of that. The same thing here in real estate, and it's the same thing. It's similar, right? It's obviously not life and death, but it's the biggest asset most people have, and it's kind of a similar example there. So I kind of got off on a tangent, but what we did with that, if we reverse, I flew in the whole country before, studied other real estate companies, studied outside industry, and we reverse engineered every single one of those variable points. So we reverse engineered to create maximum leverage for our clients and give them the ultimate competitive advantage, meaning every single step through the process, it's designed to give our clients the ultimate competitive advantage. So for our home sellers, we have the guaranteed sold system. It's the only proven system to sell your house faster and for 20% more money in traditional methods. For home buyers, we have the unfair advantage home buying system, where that gives home buyers out there the ultimate competitive advantage, giving them priority access to foreclosures, desperate sellers, distress sales, the absolute best deals out there. But on top of that, gets access to the best financing, right? The number one mismanaged variable in the home buying process is what? Financing. And that's the other part that people miss out on, negotiation process, all the way through A to Z, walk them through that with a team of experts. So a big difference there. I always want to make sure we cover that. I can spend a whole show on that because there's still people who listen to the show that we talk to, like, oh yeah, we listened to it, and like, well, what do you sell my house for? What's the percentage? Or the total wrong questions. The difference is, what are you going to do differently to sell my house that no one else does? Yeah. Right? How do you make the difference here? What's your differentiator? And if you ask any agent out there, and I do this every single agent interview, if they, why should I hire you versus anyone else? Most of them can't answer that question. They say, I've been here for 20 years. I lived here for X amount. I've been in the business. I'm number one in my office. No one cares about that, right? Because that's not tangible information in regards to how you can help sell the house faster. And with ours, step by step, word for word, number by number, how we can get you your house sold faster for more money, for sure.
And regarding your recent buyers, I'm glad you're on the other side of that double tank. All right, tell you what, coming up in just a second, got a lot of things to talk about. We'll see how the real estate market is looking. We'll look at some numbers as well to find out what some of the interest rates, mortgage rates are looking like. That's all coming up in just a second. You are listening to the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. You can go online to the website blakesloanradio.com, blakesloanradio.com, where you can give Blake a call at Sloan Realty Group. The phone number is 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. To sell your home on time for the most money, you need a sharp agent with a marketing strategy that creates the most demand. Bottom line, you need a partner willing to put their own money on the line for you. In Myrtle Beach, I would hire Blake Sloan. His international marketing creates so much demand that if your home doesn't sell at a price bigger than you agree to, Blake will buy it. Partner with the agent I trust. Go online or call and get your home sold.
Hey, it's your friend Sean Hannity. Now, if you own property in Myrtle Beach, the national marketing plan of the realtor that you choose is absolutely critical. Now, that's exactly why you need to talk to Blake Sloan at Sloan Realty Group. Now, Blake has a marketing system on a whole different level than anyone else in Myrtle Beach. That's so effective at capturing local buyers from around the world that he can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you agree to, or Blake's going to buy it. While most agents rely on yard signs and open houses that attract the occasional buyer, Blake attracts hundreds of buyers each month, which creates demand and helps your property sell fast and for top dollar. Now, that's why, on average, Blake sells a property every single day of the year and is ranked among the top 100 agents in the entire U.S. by the Wall Street Journal. Now, working with Blake is risk-free. If you're not happy, Blake gives you the freedom to cancel your contract and pay nothing. So give Blake a call today at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or just go online and see Blake's interview on NBC at blakesguarantee.com.
Welcome back to the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. In case you didn't get that phone number, it's 808-SOLD, 808-SOLD. You can talk to Blake at Sloan Realty Group. Of course, go onto the website at blakesloanradio.com, and you can email questions as well. Ask at BlakeSloanRadio.com. Blake, let's find out what we got here. Now, you said you went out to the West Coast for a little bit before you went to doctor's
Yeah.
Now, from what I gather before we went on the air, it was kind of an interesting experience.
By far the most interesting experience I've ever had. By far the most enlightening and most powerful experience I've ever had. And as I mentioned in the shows before, I've always been one for coaching and learning and studying outside industries and different ones. And I've been kind of yearning and looking for us to, like I mentioned, we have a big vision for our company, for our team, and been kind of reaching out and found one a couple months ago. There's an awesome coach for me, and he kind of does all types of businesses. So I went out there, there's this thing called Warrior Week, and it's very crazy for sure. So it's only for male entrepreneurs that do it, and it's in Laguna Beach, California, which is gorgeous, by the way. But the whole thing there is we did 4 days from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. We had to do fighting, like regards to boxing and back and forth, and it's crazy thing where it's not just business, it's all aspects of life, right? So the body, your being, which is spiritually, your balance, and that's relationships, like with your spouse, your children, whatever it may be, and business. And it's kind of have all those, where before, people like myself or a lot of entrepreneurs out there who may be listening, we always tend to swing the pendulum, right? So we're hammer down, crushing the business or whatever aspect it is, being successful, serving our clients. Well, then what happens, we tend to neglect other areas of our life. Me especially, I neglected my health and my, for example, people are like, oh, hey, how'd you get the Shark Tank deal? I look back, like I sacrificed my 20s for it, really, of 10, 12, 14 hours a day. So the whole key there is how do you have balance? How do you have, and it was amazing. This guy's an unbelievable coach. He's been in the financial services industry before, mortgage companies, insurance companies, but just kind of does that now. There's two guys there that own mortgage companies, a guy that owned a real estate company, some guy that did giant contract for like the government, and they would basically be consultants for like Raytheon and the big stuff. So
Right.
It was a cool mixture, but we had to do that and these workouts, and literally broke us down to like giving up. I wanted to leave like 20 times, like I quit, but they did it on purpose. So you dig down, no matter what's going on, you can always dig down deeper and find more. And there's so much in regards to that. And it's like how to have balance in our life. We score that. It's things that we're implementing in our company as well. It's amazing culture-wise. But the other thing, too, is we sat there for a long time, and they dug and stripped layers about where we're at in our business, where we want to go. And we got so much more clarity in our mission. And our mission kind of has been, we talk about this all the time, is the real estate's broken and we're fixing it, right? And that's the one thing that really have kind of been on my heart a lot lately, and something, too, that why I wanted to mention it, is the fact is that really the clarity I got out of it is that real estate, the way it operates is archaic. It's still the same way. It's still old school. And that's one thing I pushed against that for so many years. And, initially had a lot of pushback from people in the industry. People started to change a little bit. They did not embrace technology. They did not like to embrace new ways of doing things. And I still battle with that every single day. Luckily, what our loyalty is to our clients and making sure that, our clients get the best service, that we're able to, and that's why we really been changing the game in a way. But it was so interesting to get clarity on that now and to keep that movement growing. And that's where we're at and where we stand for as a company, is that real estate is broken. We're fixing it. It doesn't matter who we have to fight through. That's in the industry. A lot of old schoolers that are kind of getting out and going extinct in regards to the way their business models work, the way that they're serving their clients. And that's the one thing that's huge. And it's something that I'm excited about. Like I said, that's where our passion's at. And, we're using that to bring liberation to other real estate agents in the industry, because there's so many agents I've talked to lately as in growth mode. They don't have the tools. They don't have the guaranteed sold system, the unfair advantage program. They don't have the technology we designed, our own software and all that stuff. So that's one thing that's huge out there. We'll talk about a little bit how we're still growing and looking for top quality people to join our team. But great news for all, excited about it, and it was a life-changing experience, and I'm sure I'll share some more in our blogs and stuff as well, for sure.
And I'm sure you've put as much to that to practice that you've learned.
Already have. It's changed everything about my life and the business already, and people within our business too, so very excited about it for sure.
And, obviously the real estate market out there will use that expertise to the best that it can. And, what's going on as far as...
Yeah, it's crazy news. So we finally got the numbers out. I was gone last week. And strong December, like huge December. So check this out. Sales in December for single-family homes, which is what we like to use to guide. Sales were up 18.9% compared to December. Huge. Remember before that we were like 5%, 7%.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the heck the difference was there. To be honest with you, I've been watching. I knew pending sales was up a lot, but I did not know it was up that much. So we're kind of seeing how that kind of got squeezed in there in regards to the sales numbers. But that's huge. So if you look at year-to-date sales volume, it was up 9.3%. So it was, I think, 5 or 6%. It jumped up to 9.3. If you look at the total of 2014, total of 2013, the number of sales. So that's not the most important number. The number everybody cares about is what? How much my house worth, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the single-family median sales price was $193,899 in December. Relatively flat versus that previous December, but if you look at what the actual year-to-date was, home prices were up 5.6%. The median number, right at $190,000. So that means if yours at the beginning of 2014, January 1st, all the way to December 31st, your house on average increased about 5.6%. So great news there. So if you had a house worth $100,000, right, you're at $105,600.
Right.
And that's different areas. And we obviously, that's kind of our macro market. There's also a micro market between, let's say, Surfside, Garden City, Myrtle Beach, Carolina Forest, Conway. All that's different based on new homes, based on inventory, based on what's happening. So we always see trends there. And that's why we subscribe to every possible data source in the world to make sure we know that. But if you look at the average list to sale price ratio for single-family homes in December, it was 94%. That's the third month in a row it's been over 90 since 2012. So think about that. Since 2012, that's 2 years. There's not many months consistently it was over 90%, which is huge. I.e., that means prices are still going to trail, right? The lagging indicator is more home values. We're probably going to see that median sales price go up a little more. We feel it's probably maybe going to dip a little bit up and down depending on that. But that's huge news. So if you're thinking about selling back to your negative equity, you might be one of those that can sell now and get more than you think. At the same time, you can have buying power to, guess what? Buy a much better house at a low interest rate, which is huge. So run through condos really quick. Condos did not fare quite as well. So the sales increased slightly December 2014 versus 2013. If you look at year to date, the median sales price of condos was up 2.5%. And that's kind of the one thing that's just December. Now if you look at year to date, condos, it was up 3.1% in that regard. So the median price for condos, $118,000. And that's a great news for people. Same thing with lots. Their sales are up 1.5%. That's just because a lot of the ones with infrastructure were already done. So great news on the housing front. I mean, that's fantastic news, to be honest with you. An 18% increase in sales. I can't tell you the last time I saw that, or we talked about that in the show. So anybody out there thinking about selling, call us. We'll get to it in a minute. We have we crossed the 12,000 mark in buyers. We'll talk about that today as well. We can jump right into interest rates if you want, I guess.
I was going to say, that's a lot of great numbers there, but one of the more important ones is the interest rate.
So check this out. There's a little bit of volatility last week with, obviously, there's an announcement that they're probably going to raise interest rates in the Fed. So it's kind of all over the place. But then what happened, there's some shakiness in the European market. So long story short, rates right now for a 30-year fixed rate is 3.61%. Yesterday was 3.60, which was the 52-week low. And check this out. It was the lowest rates since May 2013. Nuts, right? So here we thought it was going to keep going up. I locked mine in. I thought I was getting barely a steal at 4.25 early April last year. So huge news there. Great opportunity. But everybody, again, is talking about, obviously, it'll be the first time the Fed is going to continue to raise rates based on the news I saw this week. 15-year fixed rate mortgage. Check this out. Today is 2.99%, under 3% for a 15-year note. Crazy. I mean, that's ridiculously cheap. So let's say that you're able to be out of negative equity now, or let's say that let's say that you put 20% down. You may sell your house for less than you bought it for, right? But now you have so much more buying power because if you bought near the peak, you're probably at 6%. Now you can get something at 3% and get a much bigger buying power for your money per month, and you're gonna be able to buy a lot more house, which is huge. So 30-year fixed FHA, 3.25%. Back to what we talked about, 30-year fixed jumbo is 3.61%. The same exact interest rate for a jumbo loan as you are for a traditional 30-year fixed, which is huge opportunity anybody out there as well. So the rate-wise, it's still obviously kind of go up and down. People are kind of all over the place in regards to what's going to happen in the short next week or two. The whole thing there, it's impossible to tell when Europe's going to turn the corner. But at the same time, everyone knows that from this point, rates are going to be going up here soon. Great opportunity that no one else thought it'd be this low. And again, right now we're at the lowest rate since May 2013, which is huge news for sure.
All right. Well, a lot of great numbers there. And again, if you didn't catch them all, go to the website. Website that's set up directly for this show. It's called BlakeSloanRadio.com. BlakeSloanRadio.com. I know a lot of information is coming your way, but that's the way that you can kind of digest it at your own pace. Again, BlakeSloanRadio.com, or if you'd like to call Blake at Sloan Realty Group, the phone number is 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD.
Hello, Myrtle Beach. It's Glenn Beck. And if you need to sell your property, you don't have to experience all the headaches.
Oh yeah, 20 minutes, 21, so we're going to be a little short, right? We'll just hit this, that's cool. We'll hit these first two.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you got about 10 minutes.
That's cool. We'll hit these first. So I was doing my purpose. I'd much rather just be more connected and be more, yeah, just kind of, I was trying to get a little more less, scripty and just kind of be more connected with it.
Okay, that's fine.
So we'll hit what we can. Just, how many do we need to end at? 28, 29 or something?
At about, we need to end at about 29 at the latest, 28 and a half maybe.
Okay. Just give me the view or.
The option to get out of your contract at any point if you're not happy with its level of service, but you never will. He's the real estate agent I wish I could have called, Blake Sloan. Call him now at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Or visit Blake's website and see his interview on NBC. That's Blake'sGuarantee.com. Blake Sloan of Sloan Realty.
Still got some information to get to here for you on the Expert Advantage Real Estate Show with Blake Sloan. Again, BlakeSloanRadio.com, the web address to go to if you'd like to get all the information we're talking about and be able to digest it in your own pace. Or go ahead and pick up the phone and call Blake at 808-SOLD. That's 808-SOLD. Now, the thing is that Blake right now is working with a whole lot of buyers who are looking for homes in the Myrtle Beach area in the price range between, say, $250,000 to $375,000. If you're roughly in that area and you're thinking of selling, contact Blake immediately at the number I told you about, 808-SOLD. Now, earlier, before we went on the air, Blake is bragging to me by showing me his stats that he has all the active buyers.
Heck yeah,
on the
I'm bragging.
website. I don't blame you. I mean, the website this morning, I wrote it down, there's just over 12,000. 12,031 active home buyers are searching at any given time pretty much to look for homes in this area.
Absolutely, every single day. And again, like we said, we mentioned this before, this isn't somebody just registered and went away. Like, they're searching right now. And just to pull it up to give a shout out to our people on there right now, for example, Bridget Raymond, she's $364,000 average price. Her last visit 0 minutes ago. Rick Flockentitter is $270,000, 108 visits, 195 properties. So these people that search every single day.
Wow.
We spend a massive amount of money to have the absolute best search tool with apps they can have on their phone. It'll tell them the closest properties, and it's accurate. Unlike the Zillows and all other stuff that's totally. We have people that call us off a Zillow that the house sold 6 months ago. That's the thing that is so valuable here. But we spend over $10,000 a month just in driving a massive amount of buyers there for our sellers. So this is a for real number that's important because 2 reasons here. Why are we? And we had one of our listeners. He was interested in selling his house. Like, why? If you got this awesome team, why are you looking to hire more people? Because we have so many leads that need to be followed with in quality that we need to make sure that. And the thing is, a lot of people, we call it they'll stalk. They'll sit here and search and search and search, and we'll talk to them a few times. And buying is a process. It's not a one-time event. So we just want to have more of our we come from the VIP kind of concierge standpoint. We have so many. We're not here to hawk anybody. We just follow up, make sure we're here to answer questions, provide value, provide information, and serve our clients in that way. But massive amount of buyers that we have here that are constantly logging on right now as we're doing this, and it's important because we need inventory. And the one thing too I noticed is a lot of people that if you're listening, pick up the phone and call us, because we have some people that will submit or they go and Google and they're like, oh, well, I've been listening to you for weeks and months now. Hey, look, we're friendly. We love being in the community. I've been here my entire life, and everybody part of ours. We have a model set up, so if you call and you speak to our VIP concierge, Joe, and basically he just answers questions. We're not here to sell anything. We provide value. We give you, here's what we do, or we give you updated. So never any pressure, non-threatening. Just pick it up, 808-SOLD. Call us. It's much easier. If you're thinking about it, you're not sure, hey, look, we're a friend. We're here, and like I said, we'll tell you if it means not to sell. And that's the one thing that we need inventory. There's so many people who are now have their house is probably worth a lot more than they think, or they were in a situation where, guess what, their house didn't sell. Right. And we've had a big thing where we've been really focusing on expireds and stuff too. And everybody we talk to, like, oh, well, my house didn't sell. Like, why do you think it didn't sell? Oh, the agent said, it's my house. Here's the deal. It's not their house, right? They're not going to tell you I screwed up and I didn't sell your house for you. They're going to say, well, it's your house and the buyers don't like it. Right. But that's the one thing that no one realizes how much money they're leaving on the table. We've sold a bunch of homes in the past couple of weeks before they even hit the market. Literally, we have a seller, we have a team of buyer experts who are buyer experts. All they do is work with the buyers. And they have these massive amount of buyers they work with. They bring them to our listings first because they get paid more to do more. They do that to keep top of mind, and we want to service all of our clients. The buyers went out because they get the best deal, sells quickly, and the sellers get it because they're getting their house sold fast for the most amount of money. And if not, then they take it to MLS. So huge opportunity. Unlike a single agent trying to juggle all the balls, right? We're able to have all this, a full team, so we're much more efficient with a team of specialists, not a team of generalists, right? So that way it comes to us like a machine every single time. So if you're listening out there, you're thinking about selling, you have a friend that's thinking about selling, tackle them and tell them they need to call us, 808 Sold. Go to it. It's much easier that way. Just call in and we'll make sure that we can help take good care of you for sure. But we definitely need inventory. And then real quick, I guess the other thing, topic-wise, most people think, oh, well, my house didn't sell. But yesterday in the U.S., 13,808 houses sold yesterday, right? Did your house sell there? If it didn't, then it's probably not just your house, right? That's the one thing that there's a ton of houses still selling, and 13,808 houses on average are going to sell tomorrow. And that's the one thing that people need to realize. You know, that's based on the National Association of Realtors total homes, 5.04 million homes. You divide that by 365, that's 13,800. So that's kind of the breakdown there. But the big thing, I'm telling you, everybody we talked to in the expired, like we had one lady yesterday that we talked to, and we're like, are you going to, expired, didn't sell. We said, are you going to interview other agents? And she's like, well, I didn't even think about interviewing other agents. Man, that's like me just, the doctor the other day just saying, well, you know what, I'm just going to die. So, there's something wrong. You got to be able to, if something's not working, don't do the same thing over and over and over for sure. And that's just kind of a big point as well.
Well, the choice is yours, and if you are with somebody that's not helping you out, then you need to find somebody who is.
Yeah, when it expires, for sure. And that's the thing. Like, it's so hard because everybody's conditioned that agents are all the same. Agents are all the same, and it could not be further from the truth. Some of us sacrifice, now live, eat, breathe, sleep this stuff 24/7. I'm up reading 10, 11 o'clock at night. How do we get better? How do we do this? How do we serve clients up early in the morning? Because it's what I'm passionate about. It's what I like doing, and it's one thing that I love for our clients to win. I love for our team to win. And that's why we're growing as well. And speaking of that, I guess I'm kind of get off.
I was just going to say, in the last minute we have left, I know you alluded to the fact that you are growing and you are interviewing, you are looking for somebody who maybe has the same passion that you do.
Yeah, my biggest challenge is finding talent here, right? So especially in the Myrtle Beach area, we have big service industry. A lot of people from the coastal and colleges end up leaving, and we need people who are talented, who are achievers, who are looking to deliver excellence and want to have a huge, career. Even people out, if you're in a sales job now and you're having to grind and cold call. Here's the deal: we got way too many leads. Is our biggest problem. We need sharp, ambitious people who have a serving personality that want to have balance and have it all. Again, our focus is body, being balanced, and business. It's not just working 50, 60, 70 hours a week for success with that. But if you're an overachiever, guaranteed success for anybody out there as a salesperson. Call us. Call 808 Sold. Is email, or you can go to joinsrg.com. Again, it's www.joins, as in Sloan, R as in Realty, G as in Group.com. And it's got all the information for what we're hiring for. Share it with your friends. There's so many people. I tell you this, 90% of real estate agents fail. That's the first year. The second year, 90% of those that survive the first year fail. It's a crazy number. The average agent sells 4.3 homes per year. No one realizes that. And so many agents I've talked to recently that got out of the business, if they would have just had the right tools and right systems like we do, would be a huge success. And that's the one thing. So if you're out there, call us, 808 Sold. Go to joinsrg.com, and we can definitely help you out, at least get a media consultation together for sure.
All right. Well, Blake, I appreciate all the information as always. 808 Sold, 808 Sold is the phone number. Blake, we'll do it again next week.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped up. So we'll see you guys next week too, for sure.
I can tell you're pumped up. All right, Blake Sloan at Blake Sloan Realty, and also at BlakeSloanRadio.com.
Yeah.
Sloan Realty Group, 808 Sold. That's 843-808 Sold.
Hey, it's your friend Sean Hannity. Now, if you own property in Myrtle Beach, the national marketing plan of the realtor that you choose is absolutely critical. Now, that's exactly why you need to talk to Blake Sloan at Sloan Realty Group. Now, Blake has a marketing system on a whole different level than anyone else in Myrtle Beach. It's so effective at capturing local buyers from around the world that he can guarantee to sell your home at a price and a deadline that you agree to, or Blake's going to buy it. Almost